Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Dedeker and Jace teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. So, Jason, Dedeker, how y'all doing today?
Oh man, it's a brilliant day out today. The birds are singing, the sun is shining. We're here on Good Vocal with our lovely friends in the live audience. It's a pretty good day so far. I'm feeling pretty good. I think probably because it's the first warm day that I've experienced since coming back to this country.
I love
weeks.
It's quite beautiful out. It's actually very sunny. Mm-hmm. I had to put up some shades on these windows because it gets super hot in this room.
We just spent a good 20 minutes looking at footage of Richard Gere being King David.
We watched some scandalously clad Richard Gere dancing as King David, so that was exciting.
Yeah, I still am very impressed that was like a movie that your parents just like had on in the background, Dedeker.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't allowed to like really watch scantily clad people.
No, neither was I. Trust me, Emily. Neither was I. I was raised in an evangelical.
Film.
It's a Bible film is the thing, and so you just like don't even think about it.
Yeah,
just pop it on, and yeah. And
somehow
I mean, really,
right.
a Bible film, especially one made in the 80s, is probably not going to go too racy ultimately.
Yeah,
you know,
I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, in general, I feel like I remember my mom talking to me about how when she was younger, the big thing she was not allowed to watch that everyone else got to were the James Bond films.
Oh, yeah.
And
classic.
She was just saying, she's like, it's so funny because now, like, a commercial on TV is more scandalous than a James Bond film was back then. It's just sort of like our standards for showing skin and things like that is just so different.
Well, I think that's the main thing is in a Bible film, you're going to get violence, you're going to get gore, you're going to get some sex, but you're not going to see any titties. That's where the line is drawn. Probably not even any butts either. That's really what matters.
That's a good point.
Is making sure we never see any female presenting nipples ever.
Yes, absolutely.
Boy, and there we are. Back into drunk politics study. I love it.
I did not ask to have my own nipples politicized. Trust me.
Well,
yeah, no, I
suppose you're right. I suppose you're right.
Absolutely true.
I'm trying to remember what we learned last week. We learned that David is now king. Here he is.
Here he is.
King.
Here's the king.
Here he is.
And Ishbosheth is gone and dead and buried or something, presumably. And David killed the people who killed him.
Well,
that was unfortunate.
They killed Ishbosheth,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not David.
Right, that was confusing.
That would be weird and random. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then besides that, what else happened?
The dancing happened.
The dancing happened. Yeah.
David
and his wife, one of his wives, was not okay with it.
Yeah, Michal was not okay.
Yeah.
And he was super nasty back to her.
And apparently God sided with David because he never gave her a son or a baby at all.
Yeah. Or maybe they
just never had sex
after that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah, that might have been the case. Yeah.
Also possible.
That's
Based on their
a pretty good recall.
relationship, not surprising.
Yeah. No, for sure.
We also
thank
had a significant son show up.
Solomon or Nathan?
Solomon. Well, maybe also Nathan, but Solomon is the one I was referencing.
Yeah. Did he actually do anything though, or y'all were just like and I said I said I've heard of this man, and you said yes, he'll become a parent in a later time.
Not for a while.
Yeah, not for a bit.
Not for a while.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right, what are we all drinking today?
Well, I made a lovely lemon drop martini with homemade simple syrup, lemon juice, and gin. That's it.
Lovely.
Drinks are always so fancy. Gosh.
Yes, thank you. I like them.
What about you, Dedeker?
Well, I'm having a nice margarita First margarita of the summer, actually.
Wow.
With some Dr. Swami and Bone Daddy brand margarita mix. I was super excited about it, but then on the front cover of the bottle, it's just like two old white guys. So
typical.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
That's pretty tasty. I'm into it.
Lovely.
And then I'm having some Grangestone Highland single malt Scotch whiskey that's aged in bourbon barrels. So it's actually it's quite nice. I'm enjoying it. I've never had it before.
Fancy.
This is my first drinking of it.
How lovely. Well, it sounds like we're all fancy people today.
Yeah,
sure.
Fancy all in different ways, but yeah.
Indeed.
All
yes.
fancy.
So with our fanciness, what kind of Bible stories are we going to get into today?
Always a good question.
Looks like 2 Samuel 8 through 11.
If you want to read along with us, you can go to drunkbiblestudy.com/read and type in 2 Samuel 8 through 11, 4 chapters today. As we get started, we want to remind everyone to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink along with us, or you can listen in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time.
And with that, 2 Samuel chapter 8. After this, it happened that David struck the Philistines and subdued them. And David took the bridle of the mother city out of the hand of the Philistines.
The bridle, as in
metaphorical.
Okay, yes, like a horse's bridle, not like a bridal gown.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, like a horse. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, sorry, bridle, not bridal, but bridle. Bridle of the mother city.
Bridle.
Metaphorically out of the hand of the Philistines. He struck Moab and measured them with the line, making them to lie down on the ground. And he measured 2 lines to put to death and 1 full line to keep alive.
Jeez.
What the poop is happening here? The Moabites...
So he's lined up these lines of dudes on the ground, and he's kind of like arbitrarily being like, these guys dead, these guys alive.
Sort of like a duck, duck, goose kind of situation.
I don't know. And measured them with the line. Like, is he actually like using them to measure people? Like, measures things?
Does a line just mean an ancient tape measure?
But still, it doesn't make sense. It still doesn't make sense. I'm going to look up the message here. I want to see what this says.
So soon.
Well, okay, so this just says he chose 2/3 of them randomly and executed them. The other 30 he spared.
Great. Good. Okay, good.
Wow.
The New International Version says he made them lie down on the ground and measured them off with a length of cord. Every 2 lengths of them were put to death, and the 3rd length was allowed to live. This is
So he's measuring them kind of by volume? By length? Not by number?
But to be sort of random about which...
Seems pretty random. This doesn't sound like a good person doing these things.
See, this is what I was saying. This is what I was saying in the bonus. That it's just, as soon as you become king, you just become more and more awful.
Yeah, perhaps that's the case.
Okay. The Moabites became servants to David and brought tribute. David struck also Hadadezer, the son of Rehob, king of Zobah, as he went to recover his dominion at the river. David took from him 1,700 horsemen and 20,000 footmen, and David hamstrung all the chariot horses, but reserved of them for 100 chariots. Gosh.
Hamstrung?
Okay. Hamstrung, isn't that to literally like slice at the hamstring?
I think so, yeah.
The horses didn't do anything, okay? This is ridiculous.
He took from him being Hadadezer, the son of Rehob.
So he stole all these boys, and he stole a bunch of chariot horses, but kept at least enough horses for 100 chariots.
100, okay. Then, when the Syrians of Damascus came to help Hadadezer, king of Zobah, David struck of the Syrians 22,000 men.
Wow.
Gosh.
Then David put garrisons in Syria of Damascus, and the Syrians became servants to David and brought tribute. Yahweh gave victory to David wherever he went. He was a righteous fury that everyone was terrified of.
Yeah, regardless of whether or not he was a good guy. He just was like, yeah, David's going to win.
In the chat, someone says, morally gray boy. Yes, definitely. Okay, David took the shields of gold that were on the servants of Hadadezer and brought them to Jerusalem. From Betah and from Berothai, cities of Hadadezer, King David took exceeding much brass.
Oh, wow.
So much brass. Ripping out all the faucets.
Yes.
When Toi, king of Hamath, heard that David... Toi? T-O...
Like a little toy?
T-O-I. Toi.
Like toi.
Toi. When toi...
I don't think they're French, Decker. That I know of.
So when this boy, Toi, the king of Hamath...
This boy toy...
heard that David had struck all the host of Hadadezer, then Toi sent Joram, his son, to King David to greet him and to bless him, because he had fought against Hadadezer and struck him, for Hadadezer had wars with Toi. I see. So it's sort of the enemy of my enemy is King David. Okay, Joram...
Always.
Joram brought with him vessels of silver and vessels of gold and vessels of brass.
Oh, brass. David loves
more
the brass.
Little did he know David already had so much brass.
A ton of brass.
Yeah. These also did King David dedicate to Yahweh, with the silver and gold that he dedicated of all the nations which he subdued, of Syria and of Moab, and of the children of Ammon, and of the Philistines, and of Amalek, and of the spoils of Hadadezer, son of Rehob, king of Zobah. David got him a name when he returned.
Really? Different name than David?
David got him a name when he returned from smiting the Syrians in the Valley of Salt. Even 18,000 men. Now, then it doesn't give me a name.
Does it just mean like he became a name?
He made a name
became
for
a
himself.
household name?
Maybe that's a
He's
good
on the
point.
map now.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big deal now.
Now people know who he is. He's
a
Didn't they already
man.
know he's the king of kings?
Well, now
I
amongst the
guess
Syrians,
no,
Moabites.
No, Emily,
all right,
he's
I guess
not
that's
the king
God.
of
I guess
kings.
that's God. I don't know. Whatever.
We haven't gotten to any mention of King of Kings yet, so let's not.
He's a
we don't
big
have to worry
king.
about it.
He's a big deal king.
He is, but I guess people in Israel would know him, but maybe other people wouldn't. You know,
Okay.
so now they know this is the guy to fear.
Okay.
He is the one who knocks. He put garrisons in Edom. Throughout all Edom, he put garrisons.
Good.
We got it.
And all the Edomites became servants to David.
It's like sometimes I feel the person either translating or writing this has this really active amnesia that halfway through the sentence they're writing, they forget the first half of the sentence and then they have to repeat. And we get so many repeats. It's like the person can't remember.
I think they're just trying to like really like throw it home, really say like, hey, this happened.
Right.
This happened.
My favorite theory is always that this is all being sort of live dictated to a scribe. So the person telling it's like, he set up, these things in Edom. Yeah. So in Edom, he set up these things. And rather than the scribe kind of editing that for readability, he's just going along and scribing it as he says it.
Yeah. It's like one of those people in a courtroom. Just dictating
a stenographer.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So that's how I imagine this all being written down, was stenographers. Okay, he put garrisons in Edom. Yeah, we got that. Yahweh gave victory to David wherever he went. David reigned over all Israel, and David executed justice and righteousness to all his people.
Well, yeah, justice people.
To his people, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Joab, the son of Zeruiah, was over the host, and Jehoshaphat, Nice.
Jehoshaphat?
Yeah.
Jehoshaphat.
I had no idea that Jehoshaphat was a biblical name, but it makes sense.
Wait,
okay, hold on. We gotta
this
pause.
name before?
Have you never
Jumpin'
heard
Jehoshaphat.
it as a what do you call that? Interjection, a superlative, something like that? Yeah, Jehoshaphat.
I've always heard it in the context of Jumpin' Jehoshaphat.
Yeah, and I've only ever heard in old timey stuff.
Okay, I've heard like Jumpin' Jack Flash is a gas.
Is a gas. Yeah.
But
Close.
not Jumpin' Jehoshaphat is a fat.
Okay.
Wow.
Before we go any further, okay, Jehoshaphat. So we know he becomes an interjection much later in history. So does that mean he does something important, or does he just have a silly name?
Yeah, or is his only claim to fame similar to that of John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, where it's really just the
That's
name?
my name too.
Wait, you have so many names, Dedeker.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised. Okay.
So Joab, the son of Zeruiah, was over the host. I guess that means the armies. And Jehoshaphat, the son of Ahilud, was recorder.
Great.
What?
I don't know what that means. He was recorder.
Like he played the recorder. He's playing some hot cross buns to accompany the army.
He loved the hot cross buns. The message calls him a clerk. Okay.
Oh,
He was
okay.
the clerk.
Dang it.
Oh, and now we really are getting like all lawyery here.
Yeah, we are. Okay, and we got some more appointments to give here. And Zadok, the son of Ahitub, and Ahimelech, the son of Abiathar, were priests. And Sariah was scribe, which I guess is different from the clerk. And Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, was over the Cherethites and the Peletites, and David's sons were chief ministers. All 91 of them.
Yeah, seriously. I'm like, I thought that there were a gajillion of them.
Right.
Wow.
And that's the end of chapter 8. That's it.
Okay, so I got a little lost in like, why did we suddenly need to list out all these jobs?
I agree. Why?
Yeah, does seem like this could have been a footnote, maybe. And instead, maybe they hadn't invented footnotes yet, and so you just had to kind of stick it in somewhere.
Funny.
But I guess we're sort of establishing his rise to power, right? It's like he's in office now, and so he's appointing all of his...
Oh, yeah. These are all of his, like, people around him.
Yeah.
Who he's hoping...
His cabinet.
Yeah, exactly. His cabinet. Probably hopes that, like, some of them have different viewpoints than he does. And so they'll push him a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know about...
Push him a little bit. No, you're probably right. Yeah,
I would hope that they would, but I have a feeling that they won't.
I have a feeling that he'd just kill them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's move on to chapter 9, shall we? Chapter 9. David said, "Is there yet any who is left of the house of Saul, that I may show him kindness for Jonathan's sake?"
Aww.
Aww.
I'm surprised at that. I thought for sure he's like, is there any left of the house of Saul so we can just kick him out?
Well, he still clearly
This is
like
David,
has a soft spot for Jonathan and for Saul for that matter. It seems.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't kill him while Saul was pooping. No.
Exactly. And if that's not love, I don't know what is.
Exactly. There was the house of Saul, a servant whose name was Ziba, and they called him to David, Ziba warrior princess, and they called him to David. And the king said to him, "Are you Ziba?"
Or Zima or Zena. I get confused.
I think it's Ziba. Ziba.
I love that in the context of the story, he's just asking, "Are you this person?" But to us, it's like, is it Ziba? Like, I never know. Like, what?
Ziba?
Ziba.
Yeah,
help me out here.
Yeah. He said, "Your servant is he." I'm assuming that's Ziba saying, "Yeah, that's me."
Exactly.
I don't know. The king said, "Is there not yet any of the house of Saul that I may show the kindness of God to him?" Ziba said to the king, "Jonathan is yet a son who is lame of his feet." Oh.
Oh, right.
right.
The baby.
Yeah.
The baby that got dropped by the nurse.
Yeah, yikes. Yeah, right on the feet? I don't know.
Right on the
Dropped
feet.
him on his feet. Apparently, that's the worst place to get dropped on.
Yeah.
Well, it could have been a spinal cord injury. You
Yeah,
know,
I
he
don't
could be
know.
paraplegic or something.
I do
That's
feel like
true.
more likely it was that. Yeah.
Yeah. The king said to him, "Where is he?" Ziba said to the king, "Behold, he is in the house of Machir, the son of Amiel, in Lo-Debar." Then King David sent and fetched him out of the house of Machir, the son of Amiel, from Lo-Debar.
What?
Oh boy, here we go. There's another big name. Mephibosheth. Mephibosheth.
Mephibosheth. I sound flustered. Mephibosheth.
Yeah, I am flustered saying this name. The son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, meaning Jonathan's the son of Saul, and Mehibosheth is the son of Jonathan, came to David and fell on his face and did obeisance.
Classic. Love that
Okay.
move.
Yeah. Okay.
This
David
is his
said,
boyfriend's son.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's so sweet.
Mm.
David said, Mephibosheth.
Shit. Emily did not. I don't know. That really got me. And then it's
He's like, just give me a second. I'm sorry. I just need to practice it. I'll get it. I promise. Jonathan really didn't talk about you that much. I don't know why.
Yeah,
so
I
I
had
just
no idea who you were, honestly. I'm not going to lie.
I was assuming that it was that David didn't know how to pronounce it. Again, the same with all of this. And so he's like, hey, Mephibosheth, it's good to see you. Just kind of mumbles it. Hope no one notices.
Hey, can I call you like Mephi, maybe?
Mephi, that's good.
Sheth.
Mephi.
I
How
like
about that?
Seth, but Sheth.
Yeah,
Sheth.
Sheth. He answered, "Behold, your servant." David said to him, "Don't be afraid of him, for I will surely show you kindness for Jonathan, your father's sake. And I will restore you all the land of Saul, your father, and you shall eat bread at my table continually."
Well, that's nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's kind.
Yeah.
He did obeisance and said, "What is your servant that you should look at on such a dead dog as I am?"
Jeez.
Wow.
Oh.
Goodness.
Yeah. This guy's real. I mean, if you think about it, he's had a rough time of it in this life.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
His grandfather, who was the king, was killed. Also, his dad. And
Yeah.
is he the one who was dropped?
Yeah,
He's
and he was
the drop
dropped.
boy,
Yeah. Right. So he
I
can't
don't
walk.
think that this is a culture that really highly prizes disabled people.
That was very clearly laid out in the last episode. That
Yeah, I
they
know.
Are not. And then not only that, but like other people from his grandfather's family have actively been sought out and killed, like Ishbosheth. So like, this is not, yeah, I could understand there's some suspicion here of like, why?
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Okay. Then the king called to Ziba to Saul's Then the king called to Ziba, Saul's servant, and said to him, "All that pertained to Saul and to all his house have I given to your master's son. You shall till the land for him, you and your sons and your servants, and you shall bring in the fruits, that your master's son may have bread to eat. But Mephibosheth, your master's son shall eat bread always at my table."
Someone in the
who's
chat-
Ziba? Who's Ziba again? Ziba warrior princess. Yeah.
Ziba the
Ziba
refreshing
was like a servant,
beverage.
right?
He was a
Yes.
servant, I guess, of Saul's or Jonathan's.
Okay.
And he's the one who brought Mephibosheth.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's going to care for him
Okay.
now to make sure that, like someone in the chat pointed out, he gets unlimited breadsticks at David's table from here on out.
Okay.
Right.
Cool.
Right. It's like an
Okay.
Olive Garden at David's place all the time.
It is
Bottomless
Yeah,
breadsticks.
Definitely. Okay. So now Ziba had 15 sons and 20 servants. Cool. Then Ziba said to the king,
That's it. Just randomly.
That's
okay.
it. Yeah, just so you know, just so you're aware. Then Ziba said to the king, "According to all that my lord the king commands his servant, so shall your servant do." As for Mephibosheth, said the king, he shall eat at my table as one of the king's sons. Mephibosheth had a young son whose name was Micah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay,
All
great.
right.
Nice. He found
sure.
love in a
That's
nice. Hopeless place.
In a hopeless place, yeah. No, that's good to know. Because, he was injured as a small baby,
Yeah.
right, is what the story goes. But he was still able to find love.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Or at least find a wife, at least find a baby mama.
So it's
Yeah.
maybe it's really just the people in Jerusalem then who are the assholes about disability, and that the rest of the country's more understanding.
I would not be surprised.
I would not be surprised either.
Those big city people who are the assholes here.
So
Okay.
yeah, he had a son whose name was Micah. All that lived in the house of Ziba were servants to Mephibosheth. Mephibosheth. So Mephibosheth lived in Jerusalem, for he ate continually at the king's table.
Just constantly
They really
eating.
just have to drive that home. He's eating at David's all the time.
Always.
But see, okay, this last line actually really pisses me off. And then the last line of this chapter is, he was lame in both his feet.
God bless it.
I'm like, we got it. Like, that's not the most important part of this lovely man.
Is this a puff piece? Is this a PR piece? Is this a PR piece that David put out to be
boy.
like, look
That's a
how
really good
nice I
point.
am. I know I just slaughtered 20,000 people, but let
really
me
good
put out a
point.
PR piece to talk about how I helped one disabled guy. And people can know just how great of a guy I am, and
Sounds
really
like
driving
David.
it home. Yeah, I'm so great. He was lame in both his legs. Look at how great I am.
Yeah, it's not like
I wouldn't put
he
it
found
past him.
happiness. He ate breadsticks for all his life. He found a
all the
lady. He had a son. Oh, and he
This
was lame
would be
in both
like
his
Olive
feet.
Garden. This would be like Olive Garden getting like 200 different lawsuits for poisoning somebody, and they're like, but look, we're giving unlimited breadsticks to one disabled kid.
Yeah,
Right.
Look at us.
Although, okay, if we're thinking about this also as this being written down later, yeah, there's a couple things like Dan points out in the chat. This is Jonathan's son, so we do know that he loved Jonathan more than the love of women. So that's cute.
Yeah, we know.
And that then Micah was his name, the grandson. So
Micah's the kid that Mephibosheth had.
right. So it's almost like Mephibosheth is sort of David's kid in a way, like his step kid, because they did swear a vow to each other. And then his son's
true.
then is his sort of his step grandson. So actually, I think that's kind of beautiful and nice.
It just happens to be convenient. He gets a PR boost. From this.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, that's it for chapter 9.
Jeez.
No,
okay.
these are really flying by.
They really are. There's kind of some shorter chapters today, but before we move along, let's talk about the best way to keep this show a-going.
Woo.
Yeah.
Woo indeed.
Oh boy. All right. It's me. This margarita just kicked in the last 2 minutes.
Oh, you better go then, Dedeker. You better go.
Quick. Just kicked in.
She's not going to be available for much longer. So come on.
All right. Chapter 10. It happened after this that the king of the children of Ammon died.
Crap. Who's
And-
Ammon again? Who's Ammon?
One of the kingdoms
king
around.
of the Ammonites.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Sense.
And Hanun, his son, reigned in his place. David said, I will show kindness to Hanun, the son of Nahash, as his father shown kindness to me. David's got this little bit of hillbilly that creeps in every once in a while.
You just
just a little bit.
His
fun.
shepherd background, you can take the boy away from the sheep, but you can't take the sheep away from the boy. So David
Good
sent
one.
by his servants to comfort him concerning his father. David's servants came into the land of the children of Ammon, but the princes of the children of Ammon said to Hanun their lord, do you think that David honors your father in that he has sent comforters to you? When I hear that, I think they sent him duvets.
Yeah, I know. It was was it cold? And he had a bunch of nice fake down comforters. I'm going to say fake down so that no animals were harmed in the making of these comforters.
That's good.
Hasn't David sent his servants to you to search the city and to spy it out and to overthrow it?
Yeah, some suspicions here.
It's a valid concern.
Yep.
So Hanun took David's servants and shaved off the one half of their beards. And
Well, that's just going to look weird.
it keeps going. And cut off their garments in the middle, even to their buttocks, and sent them away.
Can I read to you?
Get out of here. Wait, what?
I know. I'm confused.
Okay,
Why?
before you read the message,
Okay.
let's try to decode this a little bit.
Right.
Cut off one half of their beards. Like, did they have a long beard and he just like kind of grabbed it and chopped it in half? Or was it he shaved half of their face so they have kind of this two-face thing going on? And then cutting off
That's what I think of.
half of their garments to their buttocks, like from the bottom, so their butts hanging out. Was that the whole point of mentioning that that's where he cut them off?
See, I'm thinking of like from here all the way down, just like right through the middle.
So it's like a
Oh.
really deep cleavage exposing V is what you're imagining.
It's not a
Emily.
cleavage anymore. It's like completely just like gone. Like one entire side is exposed.
So Emily, you're imagining that he's cutting
Yes,
the
like
clothes
lengthwise, like vertically.
lengthwise.
Yes.
See, because I originally imagined cutting lengthwise from the bottom up to the halfway point, but that's not such a big deal. That's just like a little slit. So,
But if your butt's hanging
no.
out, then it's like a hospital gown.
yeah,
You
But
know,
what if
then it's like mildly inconvenient and embarrassing.
But what if it's a half horizontally?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is he like cuts it off so that
bottom
they're
half
basically
off.
wearing
Then he's
just
like
some-
poo poo.
Yeah, then he's like poo, where he's just wearing a long
He's
shirt and
just
his
like,
butt's hanging out.
hey, here I am.
Right. Okay.
What does the message say?
I mean, it's honestly that aspect is not any clearer. It says, so Hanun seized David's men, shaved off half their beards, cut off their robes halfway up their buttocks, and sent them packing.
But
Halfway
see, it says up their buttocks, exactly.
halfway up.
Like we're talking about a thong situation here.
No,
Like-
it
like
doesn't say he
through-
shoved them up their buttocks.
I
but
didn't say that. Just like like I'm imagining it's through the back, like this way, like that.
And like
making
one
it-
half of the scissor is like in the butt crack. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Ugh, so
Sure,
uncomfortable.
yeah.
See, because when like this description makes me think it's horizontal. It's like two halfway up the buttocks is where he's cut it.
I don't.
Okay,
I like
I'm
my
sure.
theory.
I know what's going to happen. Someone's going to tweet at us or email us talking about how actually gravely important this is, because it's like the symbolism of like the beard and the buttocks. Like this is what it means, and it's
Right.
emasculating,
Beard
and
and the
or maybe it's a death threat. You know, like there's definitely some kind of very very serious, very well studied meaning behind this. I trust that. But in the meantime, I'm flabbergasted. I don't remember this. I never learned
Of
about
course
this.
you didn't. Yeah, nobody.
Can't teach this to
They wouldn't
kids.
tell this to kids. Exactly. They're not going to tell y'all's kids this. Nah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Hanun took, cut, snip, 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 snip. All right. And sent them away. When they told it to David, he sent to meet them, for the men were greatly ashamed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
bet.
I guess so.
Any way you
Yes,
slice it.
Any way you
shame.
scissor it, any way you snip it,
Yeah.
any way you shave it. Okay. The king said, "Wait at Jericho until your beards be grown, and then return."
It's going to take
And then-
a good few weeks. I mean, I've never had a beard, but I'm assuming, Jace.
I see. So, I mean, I don't know how long the beards are, right? If these are like
Well, I
long
know.
beards, this could take a year or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, I like though that I just put together that David hasn't even seen them. He just heard that this happened, and he's
Just heard
like,
how
"I
terrible
don't
they
want to
look."
see that. That is disgusting. Stay in this other town until
outta
your
here."
beards come back, then come see me." Wow.
Annalisa in the chat is pointing out, do we assume that David is going to go nuclear on the Ammonites now?
I would. I mean, yeah.
Wait, because they did this to them?
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
disrespected his messengers when he was trying to do a nice thing.
Yeah, that's true. He was trying to go in good faith.
So
a good point.
logically,
They did
in
not trust.
response, he will kill all of them and their children and their animals. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
We'll see.
Okay.
Cool.
When the children of Ammon saw that they were become odious to David, the children of Ammon sent and hired the Syrians of Beth Rahab and the Syrians of Zobah, 20,000 footmen, and the king of Maacah with 1,000 men, and the men of Tob, 12,000 men.
Tob.
Okay, so they're hiring an army. to shore themselves up.
There's just one line I noticed in the message I need to read to you, and it's that first part. It says, "When it dawned on the Ammonites that as far as David was concerned, they stunk to high heaven, they
okay.
hired these soldiers."
Okay, the message. All right, the message.
Okay.
The message. The message.
The message.
I get what you were going for with like odious and trying to put odious into modern language. I get it. But that just feels like such a weird nuance. Like it dawns on them that you stink to high heaven. I'm like, no, that's not. Whatever. I'm going to let it go.
Tech's having a conniption. Okay.
When David heard of it, he sent Joab and all the host of the mighty men. The children of Ammon came out and put the battle in array at the entrance of the gate. And the Syrians of Zobah and of Rehob, and the men of Tob and Maacah were by themselves in the field. Now, when Joab saw that the battle was set against him before and behind, he chose of all the choice men of Israel and put them in array against the Syrians. The rest of the people he committed into the hands of Abishai, his brother, and he put them in array against the children of Ammon. He said, "If the Syrians be too strong for me, then you shall help me. But if the children of Ammon be too strong for you, then I will come and help you. Be of good courage, and let us play the man for our people, and for the cities of our God. And Yahweh do that which seems him good." So Joab and the people who were with him drew near to the battle against the Syrians, and they fled before him. When the children of Ammon saw that the Syrians were fled, they likewise fled before Abishai and entered into the city. Then Joab returned from the children of Ammon and came to Jerusalem.
I don't know what's happening, actually. I'm like, I have no idea. Can somebody summarize? Thanks.
A battle's happening.
Cool. There's like a lot of people.
Joab and the people who were with him drew near to the battle against the Syrians, and they fled before him. And I thought that's the Syrians fleeing. When the children of Ammon saw that the Syrians were fled, they likewise fled.
Away.
Everyone else
ran away. But there was no fighting. They just ran.
They just ran.
Okay. Cool. So they just the Israelites, even 1v2, were still so terrifying that everyone just ran away?
When the Syrians saw that they were put to the worst before Israel, they gathered themselves together. Hadarezer?
Hadadezer. That's the one I kept saying. Hadadezer.
You said Hadadezer?
Who's Hadadezer?
But it's Hadarezer. Hadarezer. Not Hadadezer.
That's a different name then.
Oh.
Wait a minute. That's not okay. That's like Nathan 1 and Nathan A. I'm not okay with this. They need to really make very distinct, different names for these people.
It's
very
spelled with an R throughout the rest of this chapter, so either it's a typo or it's a new person. I don't think it's going to matter because Hadarezer sent
in the message. It's Hadadezer both times, so that's weird.
All right,
weird.
Okay, fine. Hadadezer.
Maybe it's Hadadezer. Maybe it's the same person.
I'm going to say Hadadezer, and we'll call it a day. Hadadezer sent and brought out the Syrians who were beyond the river, and they came to Halam with Shobach, the captain of the host of Hadadezer, at their head. It was told David, and he gathered all Israel together and passed over the Jordan and came to Halam. The Syrians set themselves in array against David and fought with him. The Syrians fled before Israel, and David killed of the Syrians 700 chariots and 40,000 horsemen, and struck Shobach, the captain of their host, so that he died there. When all the kings who were servants to Hadadezer saw that they were put to the worst before Israel, they made peace with Israel and served them. So the Syrians feared to help the children of Ammon anymore. There. End of the chapter. So David spanks the Syrians. They're not helping the Ammonites anymore.
Okay.
You know, I will say I'm a little disappointed because in the past, like with Joshua, he had cool, interesting tactics. And here it's just like David shows up and everyone runs away. It's
just
like
show of force.
Right. It's like now you are the empire, right? You're showing up with your huge army that everyone's terrified of. You're not having to be clever or resourceful or, well, anyway.
I mean, did you want more resourcefulness, more excitement, Jace?
I guess it's just clear that, I don't know, that this is...
It's clear that he's not the underdog anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
The Israelites are not the underdog anymore.
Right. Those days have passed. They were
Indeed.
there. They were great. It was good times. And now we're the empire.
Yeah.
Can I read you, before Emily, you read this next chapter?
Yes.
This one has a title. In the Message, the title is David's Sin and Sorrow.
Oh, are we going to hear about Bathy? Hear about Bathy?
Yep.
I think so.
Yep.
I only know this because she comes up in a lot of the talk about the sons and talk about David's wives. So we've only heard about her by name. Okay. I'm not gonna spoil it for myself. Here we go. Okay. Chapter 11. It happened at the return of the year, at the time when kings go out to battle, that David sent Joab and his servants with him, and all Israel, and they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah. But David stayed at Jerusalem. It happened at evening that David arose from off his bed and walked on the roof of the king's house, and from the roof he saw a woman bathing, and the woman was very beautiful to look on. David, it was some hot chick. David sent and inquired after the woman. Like how? Did he find someone
he's the
and
king.
was
He's the king.
fine. Yeah, he found a servant and was like, "Hey,
Find out. Yeah.
talk to her. Who that?
Yeah. Who's the woman, who bathes on the roof
Bathing.
of the corner of David Street and David Avenue or whatever,
Also, I don't know if you. I wouldn't want to have an outdoor bath in general because of this thing. That's awkward, right?
Yeah. that's a little bit
Potential for
awkward.
somebody just
a little
looking in
bit.
on you.
A
Yeah.
little bit, yeah.
Okay, so David send and inquired after the woman. One said, "Is this not this Bathsheba?" One said, "Is not this Bathsheba the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite?" David sent messengers and took her, and she came into him, and he lay with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness. And she returned to his house. Okay.
Wow.
She returned to his house, to her house, sorry. The woman conceived, and she sent and told David and said, "I am with child." David sent to Joab, saying, "Send me with Uriah the Hittite." Joab
send me with what?
Or send me Uriah the Hittite, meaning her husband.
Got it.
Her
got
husband.
It. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is
Emily.
really awkward.
Prediction. He
Yes?
just sent for the husband now that he's found out that
He's going to totally kill him. Kill him 100%.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Got it.
No question. Okay. Send me Uriah the Hittite. Joab sent Uriah to David. When Uriah was come to him, David asked of him how Joab did and how the people fared and how the war prospered. David said to Uriah, "Go down to your house and wash your feet." Uriah departed out of the king's house and...
Washing your feet. Okay, do you think that's got to be a euphemism, right?
Wait, who?
I
About
just
for
figured
what? A euphemism for
Yeah,
what?
I'm assuming he just didn't want his dirty feet in his house.
Okay. What I recall about this story is that, he has sent for
Don't give it away,
Bathsheba.
Dedeker.
He did
Give it
her.
away.
Bathsheba gets pregnant.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Lets David know. David's like, "Oh crap, I need to rectify this in some way." And so he sends for her husband from the war and tries to tell her, encourage her husband, "Hey, go home. You really want to have sex with your wife, right?" I thought that was kind of the nuance, is that he wants there to be plausible deniability that she
Do
would
you
get
think
pregnant from her husband and not him.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was like, she said, okay, I didn't realize that Uriah was at the war.
Yeah. Yes, he was.
Does it say this?
They clarified that before. It said that he
Did
was
on the wife of the Hittite. The woman conceived. She sent to David. David sent to Joab, saying,
It was before
Uriah
that.
the Hittite.
It was when he asked, who is this woman? And they came back and they were like, "Is that not
the daughter of Elam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite?" That's
yeah.
it. That's it. How am I
the fact
supposed
that
to know
it's
that,
Joab,
Jace?
because isn't Joab one of their captains? Maybe we're getting too much of the story mixed in with what's
Or
not
maybe
in the
just
text.
that's what all y'all's like priest people told you.
Maybe that's what our priest
Yeah.
people told us.
It's totally possible.
Because I didn't read that anywhere. Okay, let's see. So, okay, wash your feet, man. Get out of here. Uriah departed out of the king's house, and there followed him a mess of food from the king.
A mess of food.
Whatever that means.
Okay, well, hold on. He had to have been gone because away somewhere, because how else would David be able to just snatch his wife,
I don't know, he's the
and
king.
then send her back?
He's the king. Maybe Uriah was out doing something, and he was like,
just on a grocery shopping trip.
Yeah. Or I don't know, doing things that men did during this time, like man things. I don't know. Like out in the village or something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. So there was a mess of food. So he followed him a mess of food from the king, but Uriah slept at the door of the king's house with all the servants of his lord and didn't go down to his house. Oh. When they had told David, saying, Uriah didn't go down to his house, David said to Uriah, haven't you come from a journey? Oh, okay, fine. I guess he went from a journey.
Okay.
But I don't know, it didn't explicitly say that beforehand, in my opinion.
That's true. That is true.
So, haven't you come from a journey? Why do you not go down to your house? Uriah said to David, the ark and Israel and Judah abide in booths, and my lord Joab and the servants of my lord are encamped in the open field. Shall I then go into my house to eat and to drink and to lie with my wife? Does he know?
Like he feels.
Does he know?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think he
But
knows.
but so is he saying that there's a war on and all the other
He's like,
soldiers,
there's a war on, David.
right? And all the other soldiers are out there having a hard time.
Yeah.
I would be a jerk if I got to rest at home and have sex. I can't. Is that his? That's just okay. All right. Cool.
I don't know.
Cool. Whatever.
Okay.
What's his name again?
Uriah.
Uriah.
Great name. As you live and as your soul lives, I will not do this thing. David said to Uriah, stay here today also, and tomorrow I'll let you depart. So Uriah abode in Jerusalem that day and the next day. When David had called him, he ate and drank before him, and he made him drunk. And at even, he went out to lie in his bed with the servants of his lord, but he didn't go down to his house.
So he was hoping to get him drunk enough that he would go home and have sex with his wife.
I guess, but he didn't do it.
He had sex with David's servants or his own
is
servants,
that what you
maybe.
got out of that? He lied with them, but he are you?
Well, he
he's not
lied
just
with them, Emily. Come on, wink, wink.
That's
lied
awkward.
with them. But whose servants do you think those were? Were those his servants or were those David's servants?
I think that he's still hanging out with David, because wouldn't his servants be at his house?
Maybe. Unless they're in a
We're
side.
doing some investigating
Yeah.
there.
Okay. All right.
Okay. It happened in the morning that David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it by the hand of Uriah. He wrote it in the letter saying, set Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle, the really intense, awesomest battle, the hottest, man, and retire you from him that he may be struck and die.
Oh,
Wow.
David.
Yep.
David.
Wow, David.
Trying to make sure he
Dang.
gets killed in battle. Yep.
It happened when Joab kept watch on the city that he assigned Uriah to the place where he knew that valiant men were. The men of the city went out and fought with Joab, and there fell some of the people, even of the servants of David, and Uriah the Hittite died also.
Oh,
Yep.
David.
Great.
Yeah, this is some shady stuff.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. It's like some sort of
we
House
kind
of
of
Cards.
expected it.
Like, this person's got dirt on me. I've got to disappear them. Yeah.
Yeah, geez. He didn't even know that his wife was pregnant. He didn't even see his wife. He was like, whatever, I'm not going to
Maybe,
do it.
you know what, though? Maybe, like Emily was suggesting, maybe he did know. Maybe Uriah did know, and that's why he was like, I'm just going to refuse to go home and just kind of put pressure on the king until he breaks. Unfortunately, not realizing that his breaking is him sending him to die.
I don't know if I buy that. I feel like people are smart enough to be scared of David that they wouldn't try to
They should be. They definitely should be.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So, where am I? Okay, so he died. Yeah, he gone. Then Joab sent and told David all of the things concerning the war, and he charged the messenger, saying, when you have made an end of telling all the things concerning the war to the king, it shall be that, if the king's wrath arise, and he tells you, why did you go so near the city to fight? Didn't you know that they would shoot from the wall, who struck Abimelech, the son of Jerubasheth? What? Didn't a woman cast an upper millstone on him from the wall so that he died at Thebez? Why didn't you go so near the wall? Then you shall say, your servant Uriah the Hittite is dead also. What?
Okay. What a ride that was.
Wow.
But no, like, it's like, okay, if David, like, lists all of this stuff that he's pissed off about, like, if he just, like, goes on and on and on and gets madder and madder, you should just be like, but Uriah's dead. He dead. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. We're good.
Okay, this is wild because I was looking at the message, which doesn't have any of this.
What? Really?
Check
Is
this
this
out.
all supposed to be in brackets?
So this is the messages verses 18 to 21 goes like this. Joab sent David a full report on the battle. He instructed the messenger, after you've given the king a detailed report on the battle, if he flares in anger, say, and by the way, your servant Uriah the Hittite is dead. That's it.
Wow.
Oh, so not even the whole backstory that we got about the woman casting the millstone and killing
and all
that
this
guy.
Other crap. Yeah.
Right. And didn't you know they would shoot from the wall? Who struck Abimelech, the son of Jerubbaal? Like,
yeah,
what?
see, I'm like, I don't know who these people are. I don't know what's happening.
No, we know. We got that story. We got that story because he was the one where he was like, my servant needs to kill me because a woman killed me and I can't let anyone know that a woman killed me.
That was a long time ago.
It was a very long time ago, but apparently it's a story with some sticking power.
Yeah, apparently it's still relevant somehow.
Well, yeah, I didn't even realize that, like, were these two things happening simultaneously? I doubt it.
No.
So then why is he even bringing it up?
Is it
because
supposed
it's a story. It's a cautionary tale that I guess everyone gets when they're in army school so that they know to avoid being too close to walls.
Okay, yeah, it's like, I guess it's saying, like, in the same way that is Saul among the prophets is this proverb that, like, you stand too close to walls, you get stones dropped on you. Like that, it's like a...
By some angry ladies, I don't
If
know.
you try to piss it against the wall, a woman's gonna kill you.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, boy,
but if he gets upset, then... So, wait till after he's upset about that, be like, but... This guy,
guess what? Uriah the Hittite's dead.
Yeah, no problem.
He did. Okay. So the messenger went and came and shown David all that Joab had sent him for. The messenger said to David, the men prevailed against us and came out to us into this field, and we were on them even to the entrance of the gate. The shooter shot at your servants from the wall, and some of the king's servants are dead. And your servant Uriah the Hittite is dead also. Then David said to the messenger, thus shall you tell Joab, don't let this thing displease you, for the sword devours one as well as another. Make your battle more strong against the city and overthrow it, and encourage you him. When the wife of Uriah heard that Uriah, her husband, was dead, she made lamentation for her husband.
Oh.
When the morning was past, morning, David sent...
I see. The crying.
Like crying
sad
morning.
morning.
Got it.
When the morning was past, David sent and took her home to his house, and she became his wife, his, 15th wife, I don't know, and bore him a son. But the thing that David had done displeased Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
Eek.
Oh, is that the end?
That's
The
Oh
the
my
end.
God, what a cliffhanger. Oof.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oof.
I need to talk to you about the message because it's wild.
Okay, talk to us about the message.
So in the message, like it skipped over those verses, like I said. And then when the soldier comes and says his thing, the messenger comes and says his thing about them getting beaten back.
Uh-huh.
Then King David says the whole thing about like, why'd you get so close to the city? Didn't you know you'd be attacked from the wall? So he's kind of switched the order of these things happening, which is wild. And then it goes through that whole thing. David's response to the messenger is, oh, I see. Tell Joab, don't trouble yourself over this. War kills. Sometimes one, sometimes another. You never know who's next.
Wow.
Like,
So
I'm
is
like,
he trying
no.
to justify himself to Joab or just to the messenger?
Yeah, I don't know. And then he just tells him to keep fighting. And then this, at the end, it says, but God was not at all pleased with what David had done, comma, end of chapter.
Oh,
Wait,
jeez.
what?
Yeah.
Does it say that often?
It might just be a typo in this particular website. This is
ridiculous.
from BibleGateway.com, but I just like that,
Bible
comma,
Gateway.
nothing. Stay tuned.
Gosh, such a to
On
be
the next
continued.
episode of Bible Time,
Wow.
God is pissed.
Wow, I was taught the story of Bathsheba as a
Yes.
young child.
Yeah, it's one of the famous ones for sure.
Wait, so what is the point of teaching young children this story? Anyone out there, all y'all in the chat,
Well, we
please
haven't
tell me.
quite gotten the full arc of the story. There's going to be
Right.
more
Yeah.
because David is going to have to deal with consequences for doing
Ooh,
this.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
exciting.
But here's the
Adultery bad.
Here's
Is
the
it?
thing.
Because
Yeah. You're
because
not
wait a
going to
minute, wait a
like
minute,
the moral of the
Solomon-
story.
Solomon
Solomon.
is the boy.
Solomon is the
Right?
boy. Yes.
Yeah.
He is
Right,
a boy.
so
He's
So-
a boy.
yeah.
no, but like he's a big deal boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He's a big boy.
Yes.
Yeah, big deal boy.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, okay. Let's hold off on like trying to figure out what the moral of the story is that we were taught versus what the moral seems like it actually could be in this story. Let's wait a little bit on that. I am actually really interested to have that conversation, but I think
Okay.
we should wait till we know a little bit more.
Okay.
But boy, just David really, it's not really winning a lot of points with me right now. is
No.
what
It
I'm
feels
saying.
so.
Feels like a bad man. Bad
Yeah.
Well,
man.
it just feels like such a snap decision from David. You know, I'm like, you have so many wives and so many
Seriously.
concubines, and you could have so many women. You could just tell your servant, like, oh, that one's taken. Okay, find me a single one. Have her in my room by 8:00.
Right.
You know, you're the king. You could just do that. But instead, I mean, I'm just like, is this just him talking with his dick? Like, was that why? Like, he was just like so horny seeing her bathing on the roof. He was like, I have to have her now, and I'm the king.
I'm
you know,
assuming.
as I always say, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the
saw
roof.
her bathing on the
Her
roof.
beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. You know?
Oh, is that what this is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Emily's
I know.
so excited.
We talked about this song before about I want to call him Salmon.
Salmon? Who's Salmon?
Salmon. About gosh, why am I blanking on his name? The strong dude.
Samuel?
No, the strong
Samson?
boy.
Samson.
Samson.
Because that
Samson.
song also references Samson.
Right.
Yes.
Right. It kind of pieces together lots of different little Bible stories, but this is one of them, Emily. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Also, great song. Great song.
Right. And
We're talking
yeah,
about Jeff. I mean, I'm saying the Jeff Buckley version, but who originally did it? Lenny
Leonard Cohen.
Cohen?
Nope, that's
Cohen.
the one.
Yeah.
Not Kravitz.
Lenny
Leonard Cohen,
Kravitz.
yes. That would be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
No, Leonard Cohen, yes, of course. Rest in peace. He died last
Yeah.
year, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like Brady is pointing out in chat that also one of the lines is there's a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, had to do with David's harp playing. So like little bits and pieces of these stories are all in here. So it's kind of fun.
Major fifth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess we'll get on to the continuing saga of Bathsheba and
Yeah.
Salmon. Salmon boy.
You mean Sam?
David.
Not
David.
David. Not salmon. There's no salmon.
Not yet.
Now, Emily, I have a question for
Yes.
you.
Okay.
Have you ever heard this story of Bathsheba before? Lies. Wrong, Emily.
Yeah, it's incorrect.
You are incorrect. In fact, I have evidence right here of the fact that you have heard this story before.
Oh, wait. Okay, that was 166.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That was like 2.5 years ago.
Two
Yeah,
and a half
Jace,
years
come on.
ago, we
Come
talked
on.
about this story among several others on our other podcast, Multiamory.
That was
So,
kind
yeah.
of why we wanted to create Drunk Bible Studies, because we had so much fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, that wasn't fair. I don't know. I'm sure I've heard many stories of the Bible, but it's like it doesn't have any like power for me, you know?
And
It has more power for me
Yeah.
now because I'm reading it with you two,
and you
with
have
all
more
these lovely people.
and you have more context now. I
I
think
have
some
more
things,
context. Yes,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
remember it now. But no, in episode 166 of Multiamory, when now we're on episode 188 or 288, like I have no idea. No idea.
I'm going to read you a little bit of the transcript here that I've looked up.
Oh boy, here we go.
So I was telling the story, this one I was reading, and I said, so she went back home, the woman conceived and sent word to David saying, I'm pregnant. And Dedeker said, she sent him a text, I'm pregnant.
Yikes.
And then I was thinking like a telegram, and then Emily says, I'm pregnant, stop. And so this was kind of the degree of sophistication that we had in talking about it. And I really don't think we've changed much since then.
Nope. That's
Well, back then we were probably reading from the NIV, not from the wackadoodle World English Bible.
That's
also.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss
Yeah.
those days.
But we went through
Wow.
this whole story about him trying to get him to sleep with his wife and him not doing it, and then him sending him off to get killed. Yeah.
How far we've come.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Seriously.
So if you want to come and join us for one of these live things, go to drunkbiblestudy.com/live. So thank y'all for joining us for Bible study today. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including ad-free episodes, early releases, personal toasts on the show, and more, become one of our patrons at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and then write us a nice review on iTunes or Stitcher, letting other people know what you like about it. You can also join fellow listeners in the Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship Facebook group. Find us on Twitter at Drunk Bible Cast, on Instagram at Drunk Bible Study, or send us an email to info@drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Jace Lindgren, Dedeker Winston, and me, Emily Matlack. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of the. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.
I made a memory about your dad.